Before you perform an incision on a moving target, you must lock it in place. Vadim lived behind dark, tinted bulletproof windows, high concrete walls, and biometric security systems. To catch a creature protected by that much architecture, you cannot rely on luck. You have to understand the electrical impulses of his digital life. Money leaves a paper trace that a corrupt police chief can burn, but digital arrogance leaves a permanent, wide-open highway in the cloud. I sat at my heavy wooden writing desk for 3 straight days, operating not with a steel scalpel, but with the raw data he carelessly dropped behind him on the encrypted networks. The air in my room was heavy with the smell of stale black coffee and the silent, cold rage that was keeping my heart beating. Vadim and his tiny, elite circle of predators used a private, high-security messaging application to share what they called their trophies. Disgusted. They felt absolutely safe inside that encrypted vacuum. They shared videos of their targets, names of the girls they had systematically broken, and the exact digital bank receipts of transactions paid directly to Major Pashtet's proxy accounts to ensure the official reports were deleted within minutes of being filed. They believed that encryption made them invisible ghosts. They were wrong. Every encryption key has a human flaw, and every network has a backdoor if you know how the infrastructure is built. Using an old military-grade hardware interceptor key that I kept in my kit from my service intelligence days in the field, I bypassed the local node of his penthouse router during a routine system update. What I saw inside those extracted files turned the blood in my veins into pure liquid nitrogen. They did not view Anya as a human being with a soul. They discussed my little sister like a piece of disposable plastic property that they had finished using for the night. They joked about how his billionaire father, Arkady, had already moved the regional judge to a different administrative district to ensure the physical paperwork disappeared from the archive permanently. They felt like ancient emperors who could take whatever they wanted without a single consequence. They laughed in their voice notes. I listened to the sound of Vadim's voice over and over again, until his specific vocal frequency was burned into my brain. But every digital footprint has a physical origin point. I isolated Vadim's raw location data from the past 6 months, plotting every latitude and longitude coordinate onto a dark, desaturated map of the city. I noticed a micro-anomaly in his weekly behavior. Every single Thursday evening, before going to his main playground at the Neon Oasis, he spent exactly 45 minutes inside an unlisted private underground storage unit located deep within the abandoned industrial sector near the river. It wasn't registered under his personal name. It was buried under the shell company names of one of his father's massive logistics corporations. I went to that sector at midnight to analyze the perimeter. It was a concrete tomb, completely isolated from routine police patrols, with 0 active security cameras operating on the secondary emergency exit. He used this hidden space to store his illegal substances, high-end contraband, and custom vehicle parts away from his father's strict corporate investigators who monitored his main penthouse. It was the perfect biological trap. An enclosed, subterranean space with no external eyes, where screaming would only hit 6 inches of reinforced, soundproof concrete. I mapped the entrance, calculated the exact distance from the heavy garage door to his specific storage locker, and selected the precise vector for my physical approach. I checked the timing down to the millisecond. The diagnosis was officially complete. The subject had completely defined his own operating table. He had built his own execution chamber, and all I had to do was step into the shadows and wait for the clock to strike his hour. If you want to know what happens next in this clinical operation of revenge, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on all notifications so you don't miss the next episode. And remember, the full, complete story is already available on my second channel, the Red Vigilante. Stay safe, and see you in the next part.